Right, welcome back everybody. Today we're back on the FZR600. We're going to be giving it an oil change with a new filter. Plus we're going to be investigating that noise we had before, what we thought was a timing chain, but we're just...
We're just what? We're just what?
I don't know.
You know, we're talking about there. We're going to be investigating the timing chain rattle, which we thought was a timing chain, and the tensioner, which we illuminated in last video. And in this video, we think we might have found the noise by listening with a screwdriver, and it seems to be coming from where the clutch basket is. So we're going to be taking that cover off and obviously having an inspection in there. There you go.
What he said. So let's get started.
Anyway, the reason what we come to that conclusion was that when we had the bike running, and someone actually mentioned in the comment section, which was a good idea, which I don't know whether you've actually tried or not, did you actually pull the clutch in and hear if the noise was there or not?
No, I was going to do it on camera.
Right, so we're going to do that, are we?
Yeah.
Right, but what we did hear is that when I put the screwdriver to where the camshaft tensioner was and listened, that didn't sound noisy at all. Normally you'd expect to hear the noise there. I put it on there, and I heard what I thought was the noise as well. So that's why we decided to take this cover off. So what, you're going to start it up now?
Yep.
Right, let's start it up then, and then we'll try and do what some of you suggested and pull the clutch in. Apparently it could be a clutch basket issue. It could be a pin on the back of the clutch basket. We don't really know until we get it off, but we will try that first.
Okay.
So to be honest with you, it didn't actually sound too bad. But what we also did find from the last video, which you didn't see on camera, we checked the actual oil level, and the oil level in the sight glass on the side was actually right on the bottom of the sight glass. So we actually put in, I think it was half a litre we got in there, didn't we?
Yeah.
Whether or not that's made a difference or what, I don't know. But it definitely doesn't sound nowhere near as bad as what it did. Admittedly, we haven't got the fairings on at the moment, and things, when you've got a fairing on, it can enclose and make a noise, sound sort of worse sort of thing. But we'll soon know. We'll take this off anyway, because there's a couple of things that could be an issue in there. One, someone mentioned about a broken spring, or springs can be in there. That can cause the same sort of rattle. Someone also said, as I say, there's a pin on the back of the actual clutch basket, which you can, if you can rock it side to side, 9 times out of 10 that little dowel pin is loose as well. So we'll be just giving that a little wiggle just to find out if that's the case. It definitely doesn't sound like cam chain now, and as I said to you, once we put that oil in, although he's going to be doing an oil change, it did sort of quieten down. And some of you also said that these can sound a bit rattly when they're cold. When it warms up after a run or whatever, then they can sort of quieten down a bit as well. So let's get going. Let's get the oil drained out, get this cover on. What am I doing the talking for? Go on in. It's your video.
So let's get the oil out and well, you said it all.
Let's start.
Right, so we've got the sump plug here, and it's just behind this bracket for the fairing. So we're just going to take that out. Because I'm trying to do it right hand. So it'll come off that way.
Right, that's a Phillips, isn't it? Or JOS.
Yeah, or you can take the nut out.
Oh, there's a nut on the back of it. All right.
That's 7.
Looks like 17 mil.
There we go. Just crack that.
Well, it's black, isn't it? That's not been changed for a while.
No. There's no filings on there. That's a clean plug, so that's good. So we're just going to let that drain out, and then we'll get the oil filter out, take that clutch cover off, and have a look in there before we refill the oil. Right, so I was just looking at that sump plug, and I'm not sure if it's actually a sump plug. There is a crosshead screw in there, but I can't actually see what that screw's for. There's no holes there for if you took that out. I don't see the point of that, but as you can see, that's an original one. That's a magnetic one, and it's totally different.
Oh, that's tight.
Just smooth.
There we go. That's interesting. Look, that O-ring on that one comes pre-lubricated. Look, normally they're bone dry. That's a, what is it, a high flow filter or whatever that is.
Yeah.
So it's already come pre-lubricated, which I've never seen that before.
No.
There you go. Right, good and tight. There you go. A little wipe of the pipes, oil on the exhaust pipes. And that should be it, job done.
So we're just going to take this cover off now. Before we put a battery on it. So we've got two long ones there. One of them goes behind your brake pedal and the other one's just by your oil filler cap. There we go. And we have got a new gasket.
So one of the things that we wanted to check was the sideways movement on this clutch basket, apparently. I'd say that sounds alright. It might be worth undoing, just taking this off, taking your plates out,
just have a look.
and just have a look at the clutch basket. So we're going to undo these now and take it from there. There doesn't appear to be anything else a problem in there. Looking all around it, everything seems to be okay. So we're going to take the clutch basket off, just examine that pin at the back and see what we got.
Right, so you can see we've took the clutch plates out now. So what we've got now is the main bolt in the middle to get off. We don't have a clutch locking tool, so we're going a bit redneck, and we're going to use a strap to try and undo it.
Go ahead.
And there we go. So we just use an old ratchet strap here that we've got the bike tied down with.
There's your little washer, your locking washer. It goes on in the little recesses there, there's little lugs for it, yeah?
Yeah, so that goes that way up.
So we've got this floating thing at the back there. Yeah, is that right? It don't seem to do anything, does it? Doesn't seem to locate on anything. That's strange, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got grooves for something, isn't it?
Yeah. We'll have to look in the manual and see what that does, because it doesn't appear to locate on anything. There's grooves on either side of it, look. Yeah? But it don't appear to be anything there for it to latch into. So we're going to do a bit more investigation on that and then we'll come back to you. So we want to try and get this basket out, just to have a look on the back of it. We did check that washer, and that washer appears to be correct. So I can't see the point of it. Maybe they're channels for oil, I don't know, but that appears to be correct. So if we just bring this out, we can, there we go, just pull that out like that. And just have a look on the back of this. And make sure all the springs are in situ, which they appear to be. So there doesn't appear to be any problems with that at all. That's the bearing there. Oh look, that's the bearings. Look, the needle there, you don't want to disturb them. Right, so that's back in there. And we'll start putting it back together now.
Right, so we've got all the clutch plates back in, all fastened down. So we're just going to stick this gasket on now. And just locate that on the dowel. There. And that's everything back on. So just give this a wipe out. I'm just going to clean that face off actually. I say we did take all that off and it proved there's nothing wrong with the clutch, nothing wrong at all in there. So we're just going to stick this cover on now. So I'll just tap that on. So we're reckoning at the minute, it may be because it was low of oil, which was causing that bit of a rattle. But until we get the new oil in and warm it up, we won't know. But it does sound a lot quieter already, so we just wanted to check in here just for good measure. And as I said before, your two longer ones, one went down there at the brake lever, and the other was just up there behind your filler cap. So I'll just wind them in slowly with this, and then I'll finish it off by hand. So what we're going to do now is we'll fill it up with oil, and then we'll give it a start and see what it's doing. Right, so we're just going to fill the oil up now. It's 10W40. Make sure you've nipped your sun plug back up, and it takes 2.6 litres this. So these I've got 3 1 litre bottles, so I know I can definitely stick this one straight in. And if you just hold the bottle to the side, you don't get the glug in.
That's my tip.
So that's 1 litre in there. So I'm going to go with this one in. Yeah, that'll do for now. We'll run it up, and then we'll do a final top up once it's on a level surface off of the ramp. So we've just put the old oil back into the bottles, and we've only come up with just under 2 litres there. So I say it's meant to have 2.6 in it, and we actually did put, what did we put, half a litre? And we actually did put half a litre in that, and it's still only at 2 litres there. So yeah, basically it was still low after we did top it up, but we did do it on the ramp. So that's why I say I want to get it off the ramp, and we'll get it on a flat surface outside, and we'll get the other bit in it. We can see we've got a good amount in there. We know we've got 2.5 litres in there, so it is fine to run with this, but we'll do the final top up outside. So should we get it started?
Yep. So it just shows you the chap he bought this off said that he serviced it. He actually owned a bike shop, didn't he?
He did own a bike shop.
So you can never go by what people tell you at the end of the day.
So
I think this is going to be quiet now.
Yeah. Obviously in my last video someone did comment saying it was a bit boggy, and that's because we're running it without the airbox on, so yeah, don't worry about that.
And it's also cold, so
oh yeah.
don't forget, we're also in an enclosed place here as well. Yeah, and the bearings are off. That sounds perfect. Nothing wrong with that. That sounds normal. So it looks like it had a litre less oil than what it should have done.
Litre and a half.
Litre and a half.
Because we put half in, it's still a litre short, wasn't it?
There you go. So never take for granted what they tell you, even though they worked in a motorcycle shop. Well, he didn't work in it, he owned it. There you go.
So we'll rebuild this up, you don't need to see that. That'll be the end of this bike for a little while now, because we're going to be back on the TZR and the Piaggio NRG. So I just wanted to get this timing chain looked at. Obviously it wasn't the chain, it looks like it was low on oil. So we'll leave it here, and until next time, we'll see you about.